Dynamos seem to be moving in the right direction as they continue with their rebuilding exercise after losing over 12 players during the transfer window. Now, Dynamos start their season on a high, coming from that win in the Castle Challenge Cup over Simbabora this past weekend. And they play host to ZPC Kariba Gwenyarecha member in their opening match of the season on Rufaro on Sunday. Now, Dynamos coach Lloyd Chigowe has assembled a squad that has a number of exciting youngsters, including Blessing Dziwo. We saw him. He was in the starting 11. Inacio Perez Jr., who came on as a second half substitute, as well as Francis Jerimani, as well as a number of senior players such as Patson Jaude and Devon Chaffa. Yeah, this is a Dynamo side with a mixture of youth and experience here. From what you saw on Sunday, were you convinced?
I think I'm more convinced with the continuity that Dynamos have been afforded by having Lloyd Chigowe continue as the head coach. I think he's a man who's very clear in terms of his football identity. No surprises there that, when he went on that rebuilding exercise, a lot of these players are players who are yet to make their name. So I expect Dynamos to be exciting. I don't know if they'll necessarily go and challenge for the title. The biggest problem with Dynamos, even when they have a bang average team, is never about the playing personnel. It's never about the coach. It's the drama about they didn't train, they didn't do this. It's so synonymous with Dynamo. So like when you're making a prediction about what Dynamos are going to do, they're their own worst enemies. That is the cold hard truth. And Dynamos usually beat themselves before any other team comes through, because as much as we are talking about Scotland, Simbabora, Moors, all these teams that are coming up, with all the chaos, Dynamos is still a brand, and you see it when they and you for a time a money game, when it's Chibuku Super Cup final. Yeah, they might be bang average. They'll win. When it matters, I think. See, that's where that history, that tradition comes in. Because even if it's Enesio Perezio, is that how you say it?
Perezo.
Enesio Perezio. It's a fantastic name for football, I tell you that. No, so even when he comes in, it's his first season in the top flight, whatever. But I think there's a certain gravitas that comes from Dynamo. So even if you weren't there last season, when you hear Dimbare, when you see the Ogeges and all those crazy fans, Mtara Chuchu with his bell, and more importantly, the real estate that team occupies, whether it's on the back pages, here on TV or on radio, tells you everything. So I think it brings out, I think everybody kicks up a level when they play for Dynamos. And I expect that to be the same, especially with somebody who understands. I think we had him on the couch last season, Lloyd Chigowe, and he doesn't hold back. That could probably be his undoing. Because he speaks truth to power. Whether that's gonna work in his favor or not, I think only time will tell. But I think Dynamos will be up there, not necessarily challenging, but I'm excited for what they can do, especially under Lloyd Chigowe.
So just to a point of correction. So Ogege came to me this past weekend, and he says, "Mdara, in and through Dynamos, ndakatengwa ni Moors."
Okay, did you sign it for anybody?
He didn't say, but he just said, "Look, I just came here because Moors, will fake a blue, so I'm supporting Dynamos today. But in Indawe Moors, that's what he said."
But I think it takes us back to what Mr. Tich said earlier on how these new teams are coming on board and challenging the big guns. How can he not support Moors when they gave him a job? Now he can bring food to the table to his family,
he was given
and
a job.
He has to support where he's being fed. So I think these are some of the issues that these big clubs, the so-called big clubs, need to explore, need to copy from these young clubs.
Because the question is, outside of a Sunday afternoon at Rufaro, Urugu, Vietnam, what do you get from being a Dynamos fan? There's no official supporters club. There's apana ma benefits aunowana. Ungo imba. Team sometimes jiro afuti.
At some point, I actually had a conversation with him. Ndichimubvunza wakuti, what are some of the benefits that you guys get as my supporters? Anozikanwa. And he says, apana, I have to bring my $3 no badara kupinda ground, but at least for Dynamos zvaanani now because mamonya avo they now vakutiziva. So when I get to the gate, vanongonditi mudara pindai. But apart from that, what does he get? Nothing.
It's your premier football show, The Couch, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Konapo, Ipapo, Pazetium Prime, DSV channel 294, the place to be.